What's going on, guys and gals? xGalga back here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. I know I said I probably wasn't going to post any more Clash Royale videos, but I went back later that night and I discovered a competitive ladder that I could play on, so I don't have to play the public battle search. It's way more fun. It's less, well, how do you say, less stressful. Because I really don't care about this online experience, but whenever I lose these trophies for some reason, it drives me crazy. These are the two decks that I use. I've kept this one real low-key. This is my Air Assault deck. Basically, I was trying to figure out a way to create a deck that was just air-based, and this was like the perfect one that I came up with. I used to have the 5 minions in here along with the 3 instead of the Prince. But I realized that I also need to have some sort of ground defense and ways to counter and attack ground troops as well. So I added the Prince in with the Spear Goblins and the Musketeer. And then I got the Balloon, the Dragon, the Minions. They're all pretty much the same elixir cost. You've got, for the ground, you've got 5-4-2, and for the air, you've got 5-4-3. And then I've got the Fireball in there, and then the Tesla. Basically, the Tesla is good for distracting, and then I can drop either the Minions or the Spear Goblins off, or the Prince, or whatever it may be. And basically, I just try to cycle the deck until I get the perfect combination of the 3 that I want to use to make a push. So if I can drop the Balloon, the Dragon, and then the Minions all together, that's a pretty deadly combo. So what I typically like to do if I have all 3 up, I drop the baby dragon behind the king castle, then I follow it up with the minions, and then I drop the balloon once it gets closer to the front there. And usually by that time I have enough elixir to be able to drop all 3 of these, so I have a decent push going. And if I see that they're really starting to counter that hard, then I may try to push the opposite lane with a ground attack and just completely mix it up. It's a very versatile deck. I've used it for a while on my phone, and I just transferred it over to my iPad so I can try to play on here since it's a bigger screen. And it's pretty good. I just used it against somebody in my clan, and I did beat them. Actually, no, I beat her with this one. This is a really good counter and pushing deck. It's not too expensive, 3.4 elixir, and it basically has an answer for everything you'll see in the replays I'm going to show you. Let's hop right into those. These two I'm going to save for in a minute. These were the ladder matches that I played last night, and I just want to give y'all a quick idea of what that's going to be like. And then I'll show you this 3 crown that I got against my clan member just a little while ago. And while this is playing, I'll just try to explain the competitive online ladder the best that I can. Since we're in the same clan and we're friends, hit each other with the good luck. I hit her with the thumbs up as well, I believe. Oh, I didn't. But just watch this and see how I just counter pretty much everything she does and then push back. And that's basically how you want to play. She doesn't even reach my towers, so. Okay, so the ladder that I discovered is on a competitive gaming website that I play competitive Call of Duty on. If any of you play competitive Call of Duty that watch my channel, you know about game battles. If you know about game battles, the website is gamebattles.com. I'll have a link below in the description. You can play other people throughout the world in competitive ladders for experience, and then at the end of the season, you can play for money if you make it into the playoffs. So I'm currently playing in that ladder, and I'm 3-0. The people on there are pretty good. They're pretty cool. Most of them are chill. Basically, what the process is you'll go on there, you'll create a team. It's a 1v1 team, and then you will you'll post a match in the match finder, or you'll accept one, and then you join a clan called Game Battles or Game Battles 1, just the number 1, and then you just post the friendly battle inside of that clan chat. And that's how you go about setting the matches up to play against each other. It's pretty cool. Most of the people are pretty quick at it. The very first one I played, though, the guy, after the first map, he just rage quit and didn't play the second map. But that was the only time I ran into that, so that is something that's going to happen. But you get the win, you get the XP. It's fun. It got my adrenaline going a lot more than like playing just random battles does. So I thought that was pretty cool. We're going to speed this up just so I can get to the other ones. We're going to ×2 it. And basically, I just wanted to spread awareness of this with all the balance changes that are coming out with the new update that was announced today towards just specifically competitive play, which is the friendly battles. I think that I think I might win right here. Oh no, 34, and then I arrow it. I think that this ladder is going to be great for the competitive community of this game. It's going to be a great place for people to go in order to play each other and play people that have similar interests that they do when it comes to the competitive play style. I believe this is the second one and this is the first one. I hosted one, he hosted the second one. That's basically how you're going to do it. You post and he posts just in case there's any kind of connection issues. We'll jump straight into this first one, and then I'll try to break down the gameplay as we go. So it's me against Moneyback. I'm on the top. He's on the bottom there. We're just waiting for our elixir to build up at this point. He drops off a little smiley face because we were bantering in the chat beforehand. It's really cool playing like this too, because then you can talk to the person afterwards and beforehand. So it's really cool to be able to do that instead of just playing somebody random and then pretty much never being able to talk to him again. He let this witch build up really far, so then I went ahead and dropped my minion horde off, and he arrowed that, but I was like, alright, that's fine. And then he's going to drop some barbs off, and he basically just counters my whole push. So I dropped my cannon. This is my good counter deck, so I'm going to try to explain how this works. I arrow all those goblins, so they're not a factor. Barb might get off a swing. I drop the 1 elixir skeletons. Shuts that down. We're going back to a reset. He's got an elixir advantage right now, a 3 elixir advantage. But I'm not sure if he's aware of that, so I just kind of try to wait out as far as I can before I start my next push. Looks like he's getting ready to drop this giant off. He's got full elixir now. He drops the giant, follows up with a hog rider. Neither of these attack troops. You never want to do something that just attacks tower twice in a row. I drop some minions and I rage them because I know he doesn't have his arrows up on cycle yet. And these minions with that rage just run through those tanky tower attacking troops. He didn't even get a hit on our tower, so I thought that was pretty cool. He says well played, I say thanks. See, it's real friendly competitive play on the ladder for the most part. There's people from all around the world on there as well, so that's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Woo! I thought I just about died right there, guys. Holy. Okay, so he drops off a bunch of goblins to counter my attack. Woo! Gotta get my composure. And then he drops off these archers really late. I just didn't want him to hit my tower at all, so I countered with this cannon. Jesus, I can't breathe. Whew. Okay, we're in double elixir time now. I'm in an advantage, but I don't really have any troops I can push with, so I just wait for him to make the first move. Oh, man. I predicted what side he was going to push wrong, so then I have to counter with my knight and my witch, which is actually a pretty decent counter. And then I drop the minions behind all those tanks. He's going to arrow all those minions, so I know his arrows are gone right now. That's what I'm thinking. So after I take out his troops, I drop off my musketeer. I've got the knight in there, some skeletons, and then the witch, and she's going to spawn some more. I drop my rage off just to try to push through anything he drops quick. I was able to drop off another knight. My witch is still spawning skeletons. He's going to arrow all that, so I go ahead and drop off my minion horde now because his arrows are gone. He drops off barbs. My minions are going to run through those, but not enough of them are going to survive to really hurt his tower much. He drops off more archers. We're going to get 2 minions to the tower, get a few swings off. We're really just going back and forth at this point. I believe this is the first time that I saw he had the minion horde. So at that point I was like, okay, I do have a use for my arrows. But I just dropped this cannon to counter whatever he does. The hog rider for some reason doesn't get attracted to the cannon. So I drop off the minions and then they just run through that. He's going to arrow those minions. That's fine. I go ahead and drop off my witch to follow up the knight. I'm going to rage them with some more skeletons. He's going to drop off his giant to counterplay me. All of his goblins that he dropped died down as well. We've got a pretty decent push going, but he's like just constantly spamming low elixir troops. We managed to get another knight down as well as a musketeer. He's going to drop minions. At this point, I'm like, alright, this is pretty much a failed attack. I just arrow those. We go back to a reset. I'm at a 1 elixir advantage. We got 2 minutes left in overtime, so I'm just going to wait out. I drop my witch once I get close. He's going to drop his giant and his hog on the opposite side. I'm going to minion rage again, and he wasn't quick enough with the arrows. I was able to get all that down, so that knight or that giant's not really going to be a factor. And then I'm going to use this cannon to help take those down, while my witch and knight ended up getting his other tower down to 709 on the opposite lane. My elixir's full, so I'm ready to counter push again. I start off with my witch at the front because I wasn't expecting him to drop that. This Hog Rider is going to be distracted by that cannon, so I'm not too worried about that. I push both lanes. He wastes his arrows over there, so I'm like, awesome. Drop the rage with minions. Minion horde under rage is God mode. So this tower is just going to get completely obliterated, and that's how we're going to take this win. 1 crown to none in the first match, again, in the best of 3. He drops a little rage face because we made it that far into overtime, and then he made a bad mistake, and that's how I ended up taking the win. He just used his arrows improperly. We're going to jump into the second one. Go away, streams. This time I'm on the bottom, he's on the top. He drops a crying face because he's still kind of heated about that first game. But it's all fun. We're both just waiting for our elixir to build up. And I switched over to my air-ground counter deck, and he switched over to a P.E.K.K.A deck. He said he did it on accident, but I think he did it on purpose and just tried to make an excuse. I ended up switching how I usually push because I knew he was going to try to counter that dragon as best that he could. So I ended up following that up with the spear goblins and the minions over there. My balloon's going to get a hit off. I'm going to drop this Tesla to counter that minion horde and then distract the P.E.K.K.A as well. Half of the minion horde gets distracted. This P.E.K.K.A is just going to get completely melted down. Hog Rider gets distracted right off the break. That's good. We get a couple extra shots on him. And then we drop the Musketeer to finish him off. He only gets 1 swing. We are currently in the lead. We're down 2 elixir, 1 elixir, but we're in the lead. Woo! I'm talking insanely fast. We drop off the dragon with the Musketeer there. We figured if he drops any ground troops to counter, that the dragon can burst fire down any large groups of troops he drops to counter. He didn't have a counter for the dragon, so he just let the dragon go and dropped his giant skeleton and a balloon off over here. I'm going to drop my prince to distract that giant skeleton, then spear goblins to help take down the balloon, and basically we're just going to let this go, play out as is. I'm not going to drop anything else for that balloon. It gets 1 hit off. The bomb hits the tower. Prince is going to charge the opposite tower. He fireballs it. Too little, too late. Prince takes it out. He almost gets a charge off. He does get the charge off on the king tower, so we got that extra 200 damage there. We're going to go ahead and drop off our Tesla, build up our defenses while we let our elixir go up because we knew we were at elixir disadvantage. And he is currently up by 2 elixir now. We're waiting to see that P.E.K.K.A again because I know it's there. And sure enough, here he goes. He's going to try and drop it off, do another push with it. But the thing with having a P.E.K.K.A, if you don't have a lot of smaller troops to counter with, like this deck must be crazy expensive. I drop off the Musketeer, the Dragon, the minions. And I'm just going to let him go over there and do his thing. I'm going to try and take out this other tower. I fireball the Witch just because I knew the Hog was going to get weak. Tesla to distract the P.E.K.K.A and the giant skeleton. We end up taking the other crown over there. I'm going to drop some more troops to help burn down the P.E.K.K.A and the giant skeleton. First time I've seen his knight. The knight's going to back up to attack my Musketeer. I drop the 3 elixir minions to counter. He fireballs my minions. I fireball his prince. We got the dragon hitting his crown tower. He drops some minions to counter. The prince almost got our tower, but we took him out just in time. Hog Rider's going to get distracted by the Tesla. Spear goblins to kill him. And then we're going to dragon to kill the minion horde. It has no chance. Gets 2 hits off on our dragon. 10 seconds left. All we have to do is survive. He drops off the balloon. I'm giving him good game already. Even if he takes 1 tower, he still has to get the other one. We just fireball for the heck of it. He hits me with a good luck. And that's that. I hit him with a little cheeky thumbs up. If you guys enjoyed this, if this is something you think you might want to do, I'll put a link in the description to the website so you can go sign up. And I might make a video in the future of how to really go through the process of doing everything, just so that it's easier for people to do it if they're interested. This is the ground counter deck that I was using in the first one, and then this is the air ground counter deck I used in the second one. You try these decks out. I promise you they're really good. If you have your troops maxed for the competitive setting level, then these decks are really good. So I definitely recommend trying them out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.